Yes, I give thanks. My name is Matthew, aka Satta Sound, coming out of Vermont, way up in the Northeast. We are, just a humble sound. We started on radio for about 18 years, and then made the transition into the live. Came to meet singers like Carlton Livingston, got involved in the sound system, and we're humbled to be invited here this year, 23. After so much has gone on in the world, it feels like the right time to be here. So I give thanks for this moment.
So being a selecta, a sound system, and being for very big, iconic people in the genre, how do you go about doing that? Like, how do you juggle that?
Yeah. Well, first and foremost, I'm a very emotional person, so I well up when I start thinking about my path. But my path is guided by God. I give thanks for every moment that's been given to me. My life has had so many blessings and should have been cut short way too many times, So I shoot hard, I go for the big ones, I don't really have time to waste on people that are going to waste my time, It's been an absolute honor to share almost a decade of time with this man. In Vermont, in New York, Northeast, we're happy to be in the West now. We're looking to take this global, He's the most humble man I think I've maybe ever known. It's been my great honor to just hold space with him, hear his stories, and learn the backstory on basically everything that is the foundation of my, musical existence, So I'm humbled by the Most High in this day and in this hour. So I give thanks for Carlton coming into my life and introducing me really to other people. I've learned about so many other people via this wonderful man. So I have to give a lot of credit to this man right here.
And you, being his selecta, you really bring a big element to his entire set. You're a real big part of it. And as I've seen you, you hold yourself very well in the scene, and you move around like you've been around, and this is like kind of comes pretty easy to you.
Yeah.
I feel like, you saying, you're emotional on your path. That's a very humble thing to say.
Yeah.
Is there any genres besides reggae that you're really into?
Oh yeah, most definitely. It's a funny thing. Whenever we really want to get into a zone, we listen to The Doors. We listen to, jazz. We listen to Ethiopian jazz, which is really rich music. I love the way Ethiopia has an influence on my life. So it tends to be more Eastern sounds, that I listen to. More instrumental sounds that I listen to, I grew up like any kid on rock and roll here in the United States, and I think it was Columbia Music or something like that. They were doing like, you could get 10 CDs for $1 or something like that, or 99 cents. I robbed them clean of all of their CDs, and I just had this like passion for just accumulating as much music as I possibly could. I walked around with these big, canisters of CDs everywhere I went and DJ'd with CDs, long before there was a DJ thing, Making mixtapes was my passion. I would listen to the radio, Hot 97 or, Kiss FM or whatever, and I would be stopping and starting. I would be doing that for years, and then I learned that I didn't really like the radio, and that's what the whole stopping and starting thing was. And so I was like, all right, I'm going to be that DJ on that radio that's talking to me right now.
Right.
And so that's exactly what I did once I hit college. I went to college at UVM up in Vermont and learned the DJ trade up there and started doing, house parties and stuff like that up in Burlington. I got to give thanks to Burlington for really being a foundation in my, the genesis, of where things started, as a DJ, Itation Sound. There were a lot of big sounds in Burlington at that time. The late 90s, early 2000s, Burlington and Vermont in general was just a hotbed for roots music. And I was blessed to kind of get baptized in that as soon as I came into Vermont. So
Right. So you've really put in your dues then.
Yeah, 20-something years.
Yeah, and you've put in your time, your work, your effort, and it's something that you really had a passion for. That's beautiful, man. So how did you and Carlton Livingston meet?
That's a good question. Do you remember?
No, I want to know. I thought you.
Fuck you. Oh, excuse me. I don't know.
No, you're fine. No, yeah.
I meant to ask you that too.
I think it's through Aaron Yarborough, through Roots Foundation. I think that's the first time I ever saw him play was via Papa Roots, aka Roots Foundation. They're a record label. They're tough. They were in the East Coast, now they're in the West Coast, Sonoma Valley or something like that. Big up Papa Roots. He just had this catalog of music, and he would play strictly vinyl on the radio station. He was the one that taught me how to be a radio DJ while kind of inducting, bringing all of these root selections into my life. So it was just kind of the whole combination was just really beautiful. That all happened at WGDR, which is the community radio station out of Goddard College in Plainfield. And that was also another place that was just the foundation of, I put 18 years of radio DJing in there. And you get to really just kind of bathe in that sound without the confusion of the audience and all of that other stuff, right?
Right.
But after doing it for 5, 10, 15, 18 years, you learn that people are listening,
right?
And eventually I was like, wow, there's a lot of people out there. I think maybe I need to step out of this booth and bring it to a bigger crowd.
Definitely. Well, that's great. And is there any memorable experiences that you've had thus far with him touring around?
Everyone. Yeah, it gets better every single time. Memorable experiences. I mean, I have to say that this is the one because I'm so pleased to just enter into a new realm. I'm aware of Portland and Oregon and California really loving what we do. Satta Sound, Carlton Livingston. So I'm happy to just have people welcome us in like that. People welcome us in everywhere we go. So it's just a blessing. I take each one as it comes and give it the best.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And is there any advice you would give to a new selecta or sound system?
Just learn the craft. Learn the craft really, really well. 10,000 hours, or 100,000, whatever the saying is. Really just put your time in. I've put my time in. People can say that it shows, I just love what I do. I wake up thinking about this. I wake up thinking about how I'm going to introduce this to the next person, what my next house party is going to look like, Styling the thing is a really important thing to me, making sure that everybody feels whole when they come in and when they leave, whether it's food that we're offering there or whatever it is, it's very, very important to just create space. Because when you're just spitting out stuff onto people and you don't hold that space, it's going to get lost in the flow, So I think it's very important to just hone your craft and also just be your most authentic self. Don't throw your voice. This is just me to the world. I love you, world. I care for you, and I just want you to know that I was not always like that. I was feigning something in the beginning, because I wanted to be something different. But once I became my most authentic self, people like Carlton came into my life. Amy comes into my life. Real people come into your life. So just hold this space. The Most High gave me this space. I have no problem telling everybody about that, When your family refuses you, the Most High includes you, So here I am with the Most High, holding space with the highest level of people, So I give thanks to Oregon Reggae Festival, I give thanks to the Eye, holding space, and letting people know that the good word is out there. You don't have to listen to the trash, You can listen to the roots, because without roots, there are no fruits. So give thanks to everybody out there playing roots music. So if you want to get into selecting, try roots music. It's a heartbeat music. It's kind of the foundation for all things, Sound systems that grew up in Jamaica, they are the genesis of hip hop, which we are now celebrating 50 years of. Yeah, Notorious B.I.G. He's the son of this Jamaican woman that came across, you know, and started the thing in New York City. So we just need to honor the foundation. You know, if you're gonna play dubstep, if you're gonna play all these other genres of music, it comes from a root, and that's reggae music, you know, and that's the sound system. So give thanks.
Really good advice. I feel like I can't end it without asking, where does the name come from? Who made up the name? What's the meaning
Satta?
of the name? Yeah.
You know, this sound is born out of creation. My son was born. His name is Obadiah. I give thanks to you, Obadiah. It was born out of this great birth that happened, my first son, you know, almost 20 years ago. So it gave me reflection, you know, and I was sitting there with a bunch of Ras, and we had bought all of this equipment. We had gotten our taxes back. My wife almost killed me because I had bought all of this sound equipment with our taxes, a refund. And I said, you know, what should the sound name be? I'm asking other people. I'm asking outwards, right? And then I looked at my son next to the fire, and I decided to ask inwards. And inwards came Satta. Satta to hold a meditation or to sit down. You know, as I learned in Jamaica, it's to sit down, you know, and to just hold your space and hold a meditation, because, you know, be still and know God is around you. When you're not still in your heart or still in your mind, you get confused and bobbled around. So be still and know the Most High surrounds you like the mountains do surround Jerusalem.
Brother, thank you so much for doing this interview with me. Is there anything else that you want to say, plug, anything?
Love your woman. Love your man, whatever it is, you know. Take care of your family. You know, there's a lot of ugliness out there, a lot of war. You know, and war is ugly, and love is very lovely. So we have to give thanks for the foundation of love, which is inside every one of us. We are created by love, and so we will go out with love. We will preach love. We will walk with love. So please, just do good, and good will come onto you. You know. So give thanks to everybody out there tuning into Satta Sound and bringing it to this place that I never thought it could be. You know? Give thanks to the Most High, Jah Rastafari, for blessing me in this time, in this hour.
So much, Satta, for coming and reasoning with me.
Just thanks, man.